Hey everybody, good afternoon. My name is Dustin Strong. I'm a holistic nutritionist and this is our Ask Me Anything hour. So we take all the questions that have been submitted, we answer them here for everybody so that everybody gets access to those answers as we give them out as it regards to your health, as it regards to nutrition, herbal medicine, all kinds of different interesting topics we're being asked questions on, so we're here to answer them for you. First thing, I'm going to go through a diet sample that somebody sent to me. They're struggling with weight loss, and so I want to give them a couple of tweaks here to help understand what might be slowing down their weight loss. We're going to do a PSA about losartan because there's another recall on it. It's expanded, so be careful with the medications. There are some recalls on them. And a few other products we're going to go through real quick. So first of all, let's go through this diet. It starts out at dinner time, 8:40 p.m., salmon and acorn squash, which is fantastic. We got some good fiber from the acorn squash, like all kinds of minerals and micronutrients. We're getting fiber and we're getting protein and fat from the salmon, so really good. But then right away we go back to breakfast the next day at 6:23 a.m. with an SP Complete shake, chia seeds, bananas. Great ingredients, but I think the thing we need to think about here is the timing of that. Recently I did post a video about fasting and being aware of how much time you're spending eating and how much time you're spending not eating. And when you're eating dinner at 8:40 and then you're eating again at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're not giving your body a long time to actually be fasted. And you're breaking that fast a little early. So that could be the biggest thing that could be slowing you down, is you're just leaving too much sugar in your blood for too long. So one of the things that I would caution you against is doing that over and over and over again, and think about trying to squeeze it down to a 12-hour window. That would be the very first step that I would do. So if you're done eating by 9 p.m., just be careful not to eat until after 9 a.m. the next day, so you give yourself at least that 12-hour window. That's really important. Watch the video for more information on that, but that would be a big part of that. Then we've got coffee. I don't know what's in the coffee. Let me know if it's black coffee or if there's sugar in the coffee in a bad way. We got a half a bagel coming in there, and if we're really trying to be losing weight, we're going to try to get rid of any type of refined carbohydrates. And unfortunately, half a bagel does load sugar into your bloodstream, so that is a refined carbohydrate. If weight loss is your goal, I would keep that out of the picture. But we got eggs and spinach, which is excellent. One thing to think about, excellent. One thing to actually think about when it comes to eggs can be the quality of the eggs. If you're getting commercial eggs, they can be higher in inflammatory omega-6s and lower in the omega-3s. So this is where there's a really important point of differentiation between organic eggs and commercial eggs. If you have too much inflammation, that is going to be working against you when you're trying to achieve weight loss. Okay, then we have an earlier dinner, which is great. We've got chicken meatballs. I don't know what's in there to keep the meatballs together. That's probably some kind of bread, so be careful of the breading. But zucchini noodles, which is great. So you're getting a whole food in there. We get another shake for breakfast, then we're getting coffee. So the breakfast seems to be coming very early. That would be one of the things I would be careful about, is maybe waiting a little longer to eat breakfast so you get a little more time. Okay, just a couple of really quick tweaks on there for that. And then also you want to start paying attention to the 3 fat-building hormones. Pay attention to your estrogen, your insulin, and your cortisol. And we can go into that a little bit more, but send me another example and I'll tell you more about it next time. Okay, so PSA. Losartan, I'm going to put this link below. They have expanded the recall on this medication. So if you know anybody, or if you're taking that losartan for blood pressure, please look into it and look at the recall. Make sure that you're not one of those people who's taking something that should have been recalled. I'm finding way too many times people are coming in, they're on a medication that has been recalled and they don't know about it. So please check that out for yourself. All right, another announcement is the Healthy This Way initiative is moving and grooving. We are in the middle of Move This Way, and what I'm finding is not enough people know about this. So if you have not yet gone to the Healthy This Way website, like it and follow it, or tell your friends about it. It is going to be giving you all kinds of information about how to keep moving, but next year is going to be the Eat This Way, and we're going to be going through all the restaurants and giving you ideal menu options that are going to be the best choice for you at those restaurants. So keep an eye out for it. We got all kinds of events coming up, but it's going to be announced on that page because it is a public health initiative. All right, somebody submitted some Goli gummies, apple cider vinegar gummies. Okay, so interesting. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a gummy that you could use, and here's what I like about it is some people are only going to respond to gummies, and if that's the only way for you to get these nutrients in you, then that might be helpful. I don't know enough about it to tell you whether I would do it or not. I do know that there's 2 different kinds of sugar in here, so just make sure that you're aware of the fact that it's adding sugar to your total sugar count for the day, and you want to keep those grams of sugar low. So you're already getting a gram of sugar when you're taking one gummy. Other than that, it looks like there's a lot of organic ingredients and some decent additions: apple cider vinegar, beetroot, pomegranate. So those look pretty good, but it wouldn't be my choice. But for those of you who cannot do apple cider vinegar and you feel like that is something you need, then it'd be worth trying. Okay, 2 questions here. What are 2 foods that I think humans should never eat, even on their worst cheat day? Interesting question. How can I limit that to 2 foods? Here's what I think about when it comes to foods. I think of always foods, sometimes foods, and never foods, okay? And if I'm going to the never foods, that would be hydrogenated oils. Anything that has trans fats in it. That has been something that we've become more and more aware of. And you have to understand that it is so bad that actually the government's even getting on board and saying we shouldn't be doing this trans fat thing anymore. So check out the ingredient list. If it says hydrogenated oils or partially hydrogenated oils, that would definitely be on the never list. Now, I would also caveat this with the never list is the amounts of exposure to these things. So things like high fructose corn syrup, I would try to put on the never list. Now that is not a popular thing to say because it lights your brain up like a pinball machine and everybody loves high fructose corn syrup when they are experiencing it, but it is destroying you after that first initial experience. So do your best to avoid high fructose corn syrup and go towards those ingredients that are going to be, like this product, organic cane sugar or organic tapioca syrup. Those are going to be infinitely better than high fructose corn syrup. So if I had to choose 2 right off the top of my head, that would be a trans fats and high fructose corn syrup. Okay, right, finally, we have a product from Vernell. Did we print that out, guys? It's over here. All right, our CG peeps out there are looking for good, healthy ways. Thanks for watching, guys, and please keep sharing the Healthy This Way. They're one of our partners in that, actually. And so he has a trail mix here, Wholesome Heart Blend, and they want me to ask if it's a good option. This is a great opportunity for me to talk about good, better, best. So good that we're putting things like whole cranberries in there, that we have cashews in there, that we have walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds. Of course, I love, love, love those things. In fact, we just posted an article somebody shared with us about a lady who had this tremendous turnaround in her memory by incorporating walnuts and blueberries into her diet. So I love walnuts every day. But good, better, best. Walnuts are good. If you're going to be eating them, it's going to be better to eat them raw, it's going to be better to eat them organic, and it's going to be best to get them sprouted. So this is good, but not quite better or best. So I'm happy with it. One thing though, they are putting sugar in here on top of it because of the cranberries, and cranberries are really hard to take, and you're getting 10 grams of sugar in one serving of this. So if you are trying to lose weight, if you are out there working out and it's because you're trying to lose weight, do know that those 10 grams of sugar are going to be slowing down your roll. It's going to be working against you. So maybe look for an option that doesn't have the sugar in it. And also, these sourcing of it, some of these nuts are, it says right here, a product of other countries. So be careful of some of the products that are coming from other countries. But other than that, obviously it's going to be way better than going through the McDonald's drive-thru. So, okay, good choice. We went to Parker University and we had the great honor of being able to spend some time with Kerry Bone. Kerry Bone is one of the world's most famous herbalists, and he is a professor and the co-founder of MediHerb. And we have a couple of takeaways. He talked about 2 different herbs, and I just want to give you the parts that really kind of excited me about it. Number 1, he talked about something called berberine, and berberine is getting a lot of attention because it has some effects on people with their blood sugar balancing. But what really caught my attention when he talked about it being a piece in the puzzle, as he said, and the fountain of youth. Always talking about ways to be engaging anti-aging principles and reversal of aging. And several years ago, they had said that anti-aging pills are starting to come out, and that was actually metformin that they're talking about. But the same principles and the same effects that the metformin is that they're talking about that are applied to the berberine. So this is really interesting for those of you who want to look into that a little bit more. That can be interested. One thing that I found super interesting is he said, and he explained, making sure we all understood, that it's an alkaloid. Now I'm getting a little complicated here, but the important takeaway is if you're taking it, you should be taking it away from tanninoids. And what are tanninoids? Those are going to be found in green teas. We are always telling people to drink green tea and things that have tanninoids in them. But for this, if you're going to be somebody looking into that, keep it away from it so that you are not having any type of inhibition of its ability to use. Another takeaway on that is taking with silymarin or milk thistle is actually enhancing it, they're showing, something worth paying attention to. And finally, it had a lot of effects on acne. A lot of people who have stubborn acne or problems with their skin, this might be something you want to look into as a possibility or talk to your healthcare practitioner about it, whether or not that could be something to help you. Okay, so the other thing that he talked about was black cumin seed. And of course, the famous quote about that is, "I have heard that there is a cure for every disease in the black seeds except death." Well, it's an interesting thing because, of course, it does affect a lot of things, and it is a whole food, and there's a lot of benefits to that. But the two things that I found most interesting was its effect on H. pylori. A lot of people having problems with an overgrowth of a bug called H. pylori, and there's a breath test, and people will go and they will find that they have an overgrowth. And this has been shown in many, many trials to have a corrective impact on that. So if you're somebody who has that, maybe talk to somebody who can get you in touch with some good quality black seed oil. That may be something to help. And the other thing is allergies. In these comparative trials to montelukast, which is an anti-inflammatory and something that people take often for allergies, this was showed to be very competitive in these trials. So the reason I bring that up is if you're trying to keep your allergies under control and you want something that's going to be able to help with that, if this is comparative to it and it's helpful, you also get all those other benefits of taking it because it's a whole food. And that was the final thing that Kerry Bone really said that I really enjoyed is when he's talking about herbals versus like a pharmaceutical approach, you're talking about something that is a whole plant. So you're getting multiple things that it's going to be working on as opposed to just one singular thing that it's trying to isolate. So it is kind of like a holistic approach in the fact that you're getting the whole plant. So you're getting multiple aspects of what that whole plant can do for you. Okay, do we have any other questions live? We do. What? We're pointing to something? What is it? Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, and an announcement. Yes, when I was at Back to School for Doctors, again, they have been using the heart sound recorder as a really interesting way to help people engage their awareness on heart health. And so we are bringing one in here on October 17th, and we're going to have people getting free heart sound recordings, I believe from 10 a.m. until 5-ish. So if you want to be on that list, just give us a call. Make sure that we reserve a little time for you so they can get you that heart sound recording, and you can start to learn about your heart health at a better level. It's really important, obviously, because that is the number one thing that is affecting Americans across the board is impaired heart function. So we want to make sure that we're keeping our awareness on what we can do to keep our we will see you on Tuesday with more questions. And please, if you enjoyed this, like and share, and make sure you're checking out that Healthy This Way website and Facebook page. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.